fight can really be a major fight that a lot of people are looking to see. When did you know that?
When the people start talking, and obviously everybody around try to make this fight. I say, look, needs to be big.
This fight doesn't happen if you're never born, right? You made this fight happen. Why this fight?
Not me, it is who behind me.
I like Crawford, get right to it.
Why?
Because he's like the first time you went from regular TV, which you've been doing a long time, to 3D. He's different. Really, that's the simplest way I can say it.
The showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez became a spectacle that fully lived up to the hype. Even Canelo admitted the occasion was far too significant to overlook. Though he initially declined the fight, the overwhelming buzz around it turned the clash into something historic, with fans worldwide eager to see two legendary champions face off. The energy inside the arena made it clear this wasn't just another bout. It was a global moment.
You know, I take this fight because you can see how big is this fight, no? The beginning when they say, hey, you thinking about fight Crawford, I say, never thinking about that. But you can realize how big is this fight, no? Mexican, always Mexican versus USA is big. And two of the best pound for pound. And I think this fight is huge and means a lot for me.
When did you realize, when did the moment hit you that this fight can really, really be big? This fight can really be a major fight that a lot of people are looking to see. When did you know that?
When the people start talking, and obviously everybody around try to make this fight. I say, look, needs to be big, right? Because Netflix, Riyadh season, everybody interested in this fight. So that's when I realized how big is this fight.
Crawford felt like initially you needed some convincing because you thought it was a lose-lose proposition, whereas you're fighting the smaller guy, and if you won, you wouldn't really get any credit for it. Was that what you were thinking?
Yeah, but if you think well, I've been in that position before.
Saudi advisor and chairman Turki Alalshik reflected afterward that the night was never only about boxing, it was about delivering an unforgettable experience. He stressed how special it was for fans, noting the possibility that this could mark Terence Crawford's last time on such a massive stage. For Turki, presenting the fight before a worldwide audience carried deep importance. It wasn't just about two greats colliding, it was about preserving a moment in sporting history that people will look back on with pride for decades to come.
My country and my boss, you know? But really, if you look at as a business, this fight will not happen if we are not involved as Gia, Riyadh season, Saudi Arabia. This is truth. Because even with what the relationship with Netflix, and we are very happy about it, still this fight costs more and more.
Speaking of cost more and more, for everyone who watches it, everyone already has a Netflix account, so they're not paying anything extra for it.
Yeah.
You, however, are the guy who just paid hundreds of millions of dollars for a pay-per-view fight that you wanted to see. So people like to get their money's worth. What do you want to see from this fight?
First, not what I want to see, what all the people around the world, and you are fans of boxing, want to see. It's taken too long, but thanks God, without the support behind me from my government, my leaders, the Crown Prince and the vision, and without the love of the fans, we will stop not complete. This is what pushes us. This kind of fight, special Canelo Crawford, I want to explain it to you exactly why it is important and the fight of the century. Canelo is the biggest name in boxing now, and Crawford undefeated and have the chance to be undisputed for the third time. Maybe this is the last fight for Crawford, and for Canelo, it's mean a lot for his fan in North America and South America and all the world. He doesn't want to get beating from guy getting up 2-3 weight.
Veteran trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas, speaking alongside ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, had heaped praise on Terence Crawford even before the first punch of the clash was thrown. Atlas compared him to the leap from 3D to digital. A striking metaphor meant to highlight his rare sharpness and advanced skill. Crawford's ability to adapt on the fly, his precision, and his calm presence made him unlike nearly anyone else in the game. Once he stepped through the ropes, Atlas's description felt spot on. Switching effortlessly between stances, reading opponents instantly, and adjusting with speed, Crawford proved why analysts backed him. Under the brightest lights, facing one of the most decorated fighters of his generation, he showed himself to be the definition of a complete boxer. Fans everywhere felt it. Crawford wasn't just winning rounds, he was pushing the craft of boxing forward, writing a new chapter in its legacy.
Back in the day, I used Betamax, and then that was good. It was cool. VHS, VCR, all that stuff. I still got them, actually. And all of a sudden, digital came around.
There you go.
He's digital, really. And I'm not knocking Canelo for all the people out there that, want to pull their arrows now and start slinging shots at me. Hey, that's okay. That's fine. But I'm not knocking him. He's a good, solid guy. He's
Good,
tremendous.
solid guy. He's 63-2, Teddy, and has never been knocked out. And this guy that's
what's
fighting him
his
is
record?
moving up 63-2.
Wait, what's his record?
63-2.
By who's accounting?
What do you mean by who's accounting? What are you trying to say? That's
what
he
am I
said.
trying to say? There's a couple fights there that you might be able to argue there. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Starting with Triple G. Just a little bit. A little bit, I mean, you're insulting him a little bit. Like in a movie with De Niro.
I'm not insulting him. I'm pointing out the facts. But here's my point to you, Teddy. He's 63-2.
Lara, how about the Lara fight?
Hold on.
You want to go back further?
Okay. What about Madrimov with Crawford? I'm just saying.
No, he beat Madrimov. He didn't look the way we want him to look.
Okay.
Because stepping up for the first time to that weight class, he didn't look the way that we wanted to say, oh my God.
Well, stay with me. Let me ask you this question.
And Madrimov was not getting the credit for the kind of fighter that he was.
But let me ask you a question, Teddy Atlas. He didn't look the way you wanted him to look, moving up from 147 to 154. Now he's going from 154 to 2 weight classes to 168 against a guy who's 11-0 at the 168-pound limit and is entering his 12th fight undefeated and has never been knocked out.
Yeah, VHS digital. Did you worry about that jump when you went from VHS to digital? No, you just said we're at digital now, and it looks good. It looks really good, and you look great. No, you do.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You look tremendous.
Well, I'm just saying. Listen, I believe in Crawford too, and I believe that Crawford is one of the top 2 fighters on the planet. But he is moving up 2 weight classes, and when people look at him going up against Canelo, here's what they're saying. He's got to keep his distance. He's got to hit, stick, and move. He can't stay in front of him.
Canelo Alvarez, the 4-division world champion, came into the bout with his path already mapped out. He has made it no secret that he plans to retire within the next couple of years, having accomplished nearly everything possible in the sport. From unifying divisions to headlining massive global events, his legacy is intact. Yet against Crawford, his performance displayed not only his lasting talent but also his determination to be remembered among the immortals. For Canelo, the fight was less about adding trophies and more about shaping the story of how he'll be remembered when the gloves finally come off.
Think you'll box?
I don't know, maybe 2 more.
2 more years?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to accomplish that you haven't yet accomplished?
I already accomplished everything.
So there's
and I
nothing
did everything in boxing. Yeah. So I'm fine.
When this is all over for you, maybe in 2 years from now, what do you want to be remembered for?
One of the greatest fighters in the boxing history. That's why I'm here. That's why I start boxing. So I'm doing good.
I think you've already accomplished that.
Yeah.
Broadcaster Simon Jordan pointed to Canelo's unmatched consistency and career longevity. From his teenage debut on the professional stage to becoming a pay-per-view megastar, Canelo has lived with immense expectations and repeatedly delivered. Jordan reminded viewers that few fighters can remain at the absolute peak for more than a decade, yet Canelo has achieved it across multiple divisions. The fight only reinforced those truths. His composure, sharp instincts, and knack for exploiting even the smallest gaps reminded everyone why he's held in such high regard. Each adjustment he made reflected years of experience and a champion's mindset. As fresh stars continue to rise, Jordan noted how rare it is to see a fighter sustain dominance against younger, hungrier opponents. In that way, the bout further solidified Canelo, not just as a champion, but as a generational figure who has defined his era.
the interview, we went even deeper on it.
He did. Look, Canelo's achievements speak for themselves. You see, he's been around a long, long time, 20 years as a pro, and he's beat some of the best fighters out there for sure. I think that Paulie there is referring to him avoiding Benavidez, the fight that everyone's wanted to see and wanted to make. He's been picking and choosing his own opponents, and he has had some easy options. And he gets an opportunity to go in against Terence Crawford, or Terence Crawford gets the opportunity to go against him. Look, whatever way you want to look at it, I think that you cannot deny how good Canelo has been. He has adapted, he's had to adjust. He now, he stalks forward, he hunts his prey, but he single shots to the body, single shots to the head, and that's why I think timing for Terence Crawford here could be
Duke, me and Spence have got Terence Crawford. How do you think this fight is won and lost?
Yeah, I think this fight is won for Crawford by sticking to his boxing, which he does beautifully. From the outset, I thought Crawford would win this fight, simply because
you're in our game.
He's a great boxer, right? He switches from left to right effortlessly. He's a good stayer. He's got that spite that you need as a champion. What he's done has been done before, albeit, many, many moons ago with Sugar Ray Leonard, when he moved up and boxed Donnie Lalonde from welterweight to super middleweight, but he stopped off in between that and boxed Marvellous Marvin Hagler. So that's probably a harder route even still, but I feel that it's a stone difference. It's not really that much, not when you look at the bigger picture. A stone in weight is a lot of weight, of course it is. And sometimes you don't even want to give away a pound in weight. But the fact that he's putting on a stone of pure muscle.
UFC President Dana White, speaking both as a promoter and a passionate fan, declared the showdown the biggest boxing event of the modern era. With 65,000 fans filling the arena, the energy was electric. White described it not as a fight, but as a war. Inside the ring, the action justified his words. Every exchange drew thunderous reactions, and the fighters delivered a spectacle that felt monumental from beginning to end. The sheer scale of the night proved this was more than a title clash. It was a cultural milestone.
All I care about as the promoter of this event is that it's a good fight. Over 65,000 people are coming in for this fight live. Who knows how many are going to tune in around the world on Netflix, but what I want is when it's over, everybody turns off the TV or walks out of the arena and goes, I'm so glad I came to this fight.
That was a war.
I mean, I could sit here for an hour and break down the fight, both ways for both guys. But what I truly believe is because Crawford's moving up in weight and this legacy thing is so important to him, he's going to come at Canelo. And you know how Canelo is a counterpuncher and hits hard, and I think it's going to be a war.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult reflected on the sparring clips between Canelo Alvarez and rising welterweight phenom Jaron Boots Ennis that surfaced before the fight. Though only brief snippets were released, they've gained new significance after Canelo's showing under the lights. Those sessions weren't just training. They became a proving ground where Canelo measured himself against one of the sport's fastest rising stars. Even from limited footage, the sharpness and intensity he brought into camp were evident. Ennis, considered among the most dangerous prospects today, gave Canelo a challenge that sharpened his edge for the main event. After the dust settled, many revisited that sparring, recognizing it as a rare glimpse into how greatness was honed for one of boxing's most important nights.
Now legendary sparring session with Boots Ennis and Canelo Alvarez, all right? In looking at the footage we have, they show their feet. They don't really show much, and that's good, right? Whatever happens in sparring stays in sparring. You don't want too much revealed. But I think, you can pull something from the footage. Like, post-sparring session, you can just see how friendly Canelo Alvarez and Boots Ennis are.
You? Yeah, great. Appreciate you. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate it. Great. Yeah. Almost there. Yeah. Almost there. Almost time. Yeah.
It's mutual respect. You can just see, and it just feels like Boots gave Canelo some good work. I think if Boots didn't, I think Canelo wouldn't respect him as much. I think Canelo would be like, get out of here. I mean, they couldn't even leave the gym. They kept saying bye to each other over and over and over again like it was a bromance.
They got my piece. Who say he needs some rounds? Huh? Who? Yeah, see, he'll come back and some work. Oh, yeah? You know what?
I see you tomorrow.
And more, if they are scared, they run faster. If they are scared, more faster.
Bruh, you know what that is. You know what that is. it's like if somebody whipped your ass, like, all right, then, boy, what? What? Wait.
Former super middleweight champion Caleb Plant, who once shared the ring with Canelo, praised Terence Crawford in the build-up. He called Crawford ridiculously strong, and the fight proved him right. Crawford's punches carried surprising weight, even moving up in class, forcing Canelo to respect his power. His mix of accuracy and strength ensured the Mexican legend couldn't simply walk him down. Observers noted how Crawford's precision, combined with unexpected physicality, gave him the authority to stand firm against one of boxing's most durable champions.
Tell you what I think is best for each fighter, and I think, you know, if I was able to give my advice to Terence, it would be, I think that he should box on the outside, or I think he should be all the way inside.
Wait, all the way inside? That would sound like, no, you don't want to be on the inside because, like, Canelo could land body shots.
Yeah, but Terence is a great inside fighter. He's ridiculously strong, and I think the most dangerous place for Terence to be would be in the mid-range, chilling this far from Canelo, at this distance, where Canelo is able to get a lot of leverage and be really explosive, as opposed to what I did to Trevor McCumbee, where I stepped all the way to the inside. And, you know, do you want to be this far away from a baseball bat, or do you want to be this far away from a baseball bat?
This, here.
Exactly.
They can't extend.
They can't gain the same momentum. And just fighting on the outside, sticking, moving, running around, moving around, using his legs for 12 rounds could be a lot. Where, as opposed to him being smart on the outside and moving, and then picking his times and getting all the way to the inside and going to work, and then going all the way back out, all the way back in, all the way back out. But I think chilling at the mid-range with Canelo could be dangerous.
Veteran contender Gabriel Rosado had cautioned that Crawford would need to be especially careful against Canelo. Given the Mexican star's track record of handling bigger men, Rosado's point played out in real time. Canelo's comfort against naturally larger opponents showed as he absorbed clean shots calmly and fired back with punishing counters. For Crawford, the task became balancing aggression with survival, finding ways to impose his will without leaving himself open. Rosado's warning highlighted the razor-thin margins of a matchup where size,
years, he's adapted to the weight. It's his natural weight. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Crawford gotta be real careful in the middle rounds.
And I've heard you say this before, look, it doesn't matter if you're sparring with heavyweights in sparring, if you're sparring with 68-pounders, 75-pounders in sparring. When you get clocked with them 10 ounces with no headgear on, it's a different game, a different story. Drop down on that for us for a second. What is so different about it? Is it just a jolt? Is it a shock? What's the difference?
It's different just because it's just the pop. You know what I'm saying? You know when you're sparring heavier guys, it really, it means something, but it's 16-ounce gloves and it's a headgear. So it's not the same effect. But, you know what I'm saying? And Crawford and Canelo being the same size right now and the same height, people go, oh, well, it's even.
That wraps up today's breakdown. Stay tuned for more coverage, and we'll see you in the next one.